Well, guys, I was just messing with the Vernon lathe, and I was getting a little frustrated with it, having problems with the quick change linkage there. And so I decided I'm going to do a flea market find segment because I need to again, I need to put some more stuff away that came in. And before I get to that, though, I want to do a quick revisit. First thing I want to talk about is I want to talk about this tool. A few weeks ago I showed you guys some nice metal storage cabinets with drawers that I had purchased, and in one of those cabinets there was a drawer. There's actually a couple of drawers that had some stuff in them. There was one drawer that was loaded with fasteners they had forgot to clean out, and amongst that was this thing. And I had asked at the time whether or not anybody knew what this was. Now, as I tape this, the episode that has those metal cabinets hasn't aired yet on YouTube. So what's going to end up happening is that after this, I may find out that somebody ends up actually responding to that earlier video telling me what this is. But I'm going to tell you right now, the only markings I found was AVK, and there's a patent number on here. And I was able to research it and find out that this little strange tool, which looks, you know, kind of cheesy actually, but it turns out that this is actual metal. It's not a plastic handle, and this is some sort of metal alloy. What this is a special tool made by the company AVK Industrial, and AVK Industrial makes special fasteners, and one of the types of fasteners that they make are inserts, threaded inserts. And what this tool is for, this is an installation tool for their threaded inserts. Now they sell various different types of installation tools, and this is the manual tool. You can get a pneumatic one, so if you're doing assembly line type work at a factory. But this is a manual tool for, I think they describe it would be good like in a prototype situation where you're just building a one-off or whatever. And I don't know how this came to be in this collection of stuff I bought, which is mostly woodworking stuff, but it was in there. And here's the real shocker. I think I checked on MSC, and this tool is still sold today, and it sells new for around $68. And I looked and did not find any of those threaded inserts in the hardware that came with those drawers and everything, so I'm probably going to end up selling this. And I think this last one of these I saw on eBay brought around $38, but I think it also had some of the fasteners with it. And there's two series of fasteners that this particular tool is used for. But that's basically it. And if I'm not mistaken, I think the fasteners are, let me show you an example. I was thinking of what I had around here that would have a fastener in it like that. And I remembered I had my brand new Bijou reservoir for the one-shot oiling system on the Mueller, and this is a plastic housing, and if you unscrew one of these screws, they thread into a brass insert that is threaded into the plastic housing. So that's the type of deal we're talking about. We're talking about an insert that's made to go into a material, a softer material like this, and then what you end up with in the end is you end up with a machined hole to accept your fastener. So that's basically what you got there. And of course these screws are too tight because they've probably been in there forever. But anyways, that's what that is. And this one looks like it's for a larger version of that thing. And I think it actually said one of the applications is plywood and fiberglass, like in boat building. So I don't think I'm going to have a use for that. Certainly not an immediate use. And rather than have it hang around and tying up capital, I think I'm going to turn that into some money. The next thing I wanted to revisit was I cleaned up the 5C horizontal vertical collet fixture that I got in that last deal. And this was kind of an icing on the cake type of thing. So I had talked about that I already have one of these. I have a UASA. And the UASA is clearly marked with a little tag that's riveted on. And there's also a number stamped right here on the UASA. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's a number stamped right here. I determined that the fixture appears to be in good working order. Moves smoothly, and it does seem to ratchet the way it's supposed to. So this particular one right now is set for a lot of the screws to be. A lot of the screws are set on this one, so you can see it's clicking a lot. Anyways, unfortunately though, after cleaning this up, I can find absolutely no markings on it whatsoever. So I just kind of wanted to get these on the bench side by side and take a look. And the first thing I noticed, because I wanted to find out whether or not this would fit, was the thread protecting nose piece. This piece right here is supposed to go on here and protect the threads from damage when you're doing collet work, and then you remove this and you thread a chuck onto here and to hold other types of items. So this starts threading on and then stops. It gets kind of rough. I don't want to force it. So I want to determine whether or not the thread pitch is completely different, and I think it is. Matter of fact, it looks like I don't even need to take a gauge to it. I think I can look at it and see a difference. Yeah, it's a different thread pitch. You know, comparing these side by side, it looks like, to me, this looks like this would be a better quality than whatever this is, just by the fact that you can see there's hardly any threads on here compared to here. But then again, you've got a lot more of this journal area here for the chuck to sit on. But I think the chuck actually indexes to this outer part right here. Might be wrong on that. But it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to get one of these for a UASA to fit on here. So I think I'm going to have to probably just rely on... I'm probably going to keep my UASA because I know this is a good quality piece, even though it looks like it's actually got more wear on it, more use to it, than this one. But I think this one is a no-name cheapie. It's starting to look that way. The other thing about comparing them side by side, there's a little jit oiler, ball oiler right here on this one. Up here on the UASA, we've got an actual Zerk fitting that's closer towards the nose, which I thought was interesting. As far as how they work, almost identical. So I've got a couple of things on here now that I cleaned it up that I can see, but they're not going to tell me who made it because they're just, somebody scratched into here. It looks like they scratched in the word open. So somebody must have been having trouble figuring out which way you flip this lever to lock it. No, that doesn't make sense, does it? And then over here, yeah, closed. There must be some arrows scratched on here that I can't see, because otherwise it doesn't make any sense to put closed and open here, because this lever doesn't move up and down. This lever moves in and out to lock the collet. But yeah, if anybody recognizes if I haven't gotten an answer from the last video where I featured this, I would appreciate it if anybody can identify that. Let me give you a look from the back, comparing it to the UASA. Again, almost identical rip-offs, one ripping off the other. It's got the little adjustable piece here with the Tommy bar holes in it. Sounds nice and free like it should. I think it's going to be a good usable item for somebody. Idiot.